Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah and today I'm going to be channeling a message from Mother Moon. So on Wednesday the 16th of February we will celebrate the full moon in Leo. And Leo is a fiery, passionate sign, and this full moon just comes blasting so much happiness, joy, optimism, adventure, play, all the good things. And actually, I have had a really hard time with the full moons these past, I think, 6 months because I've been going through so much personal transformation. And full moons are really triggering, they are really potent, and they are full on energetic, just light beams coming from the moon. And so since the energies are so potent, it can be really challenging, and especially if you're going through a lot of change and personal growth. And full moons are also the phase during the cycle where we are asked and encouraged to really look within and evaluate where we are in our lives, what is working, what is not working, and just kind of figure out what we need to surrender to and let go of so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. And that's tough work. The important thing here is to always remember to stand in your worth and commit to the practice that you have decided for yourself, or the boundaries that you have taken, and also communicate to the people around you that these are your boundaries and that you will not have them crushed by anyone. And most importantly, yourself, because when it comes down to it, it is when it gets hard, when we get tired, when it gets really challenging that we want to give up. But that is when it is the most important time for us to really just stand firm, stand tall, and just tell ourselves that I am worthy of this. I am not going to self-sabotage. So as we are moving through this full moon, we are of course encouraged to really think about what is not working in our lives right now. And if you made new intentions on the new moon that we had two weeks ago, just really stop and think, what do I need to do to get one step closer to these goals and to live by those intentions that you set? And is there anything in your life, like a routine or a person or something that you're doing that is not really serving you? Then you should just let that go. And a simple technique can be to just write it on a list, on a piece of paper, and you can set it on fire, of course, if it's safe. Set it on fire and just let it burn, and as it burns, just visualize that you're letting go of these things. You can also shred the paper, you can just do whatever you want with it really, but just make sure that the things are really that you let go of them. And another powerful thing is to dig a hole in the ground and bury it, and give your issues or problems back to Mother Earth. Or you can do what I like to do, which is a little ritual where I get into a meditation, of course with the things that I'm working on that I want to let go of, and I offer my bad energies to goddess Kali, which is the goddess for destruction, and I offer them to her to feed upon. And I end the little ritual with thanking her for receiving my gifts, and then I consider it as done. So that's a little bit of tips for how you can work with a full moon. You can also lay down and visualize the full moon shining upon you and absorbing the light of the full moon. It's pretty invigorating. I do that also sometimes. But anyhow, now I'm going to channel a message, or actually two messages. I'm working with these card decks today. I'm going to pull one card of each and ask two questions for Mother Moon, and hope that we can get some guidance for this cycle. Just take a deep breath with me. Inhale, pause, and exhale. Okay. Dear Mother Moon, what guidance would you like to share with us on planet Earth on this full moon? We got this card, Waxing Moon. Energy is gaining momentum. So the waxing moon, firstly, is the phase from the new moon growing into the full moon. So it is when the moon has been dark and it's just growing a little bit each day to gain more light. And this card is really about hope. And it's here to tell us that we are heading in the right direction, and energies and emotions are rising up within us, just like the moon gaining light, more light each day. Energies and emotions are rising up within us, but we have to ask ourselves, where do we want to go? And when we have established that, to commit to that practice. So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier, with the commitment and standing in our worth and just committing to our daily practice, or whatever practice it is that we have, to not cross our boundaries, to always stay true to ourselves and not compromise, and not let anyone second guess you, or to second guess yourself, to self-sabotage, to, I mean, anything really. This is just a sign for us to keep going, and a reassurance that we are on the right path if we are true to ourselves, and or if the things, our deepest wishes really come from our hearts, and if they are true, then we will always be on the right path. And whenever we have doubts, or we feel like we're doing something like out of the ordinary, we should just keep going, because that is a test for us to show the universe that we are worthy and that we do believe in ourselves. And when we will keep passing those tests, we will become more magnetic for success. So that's the first message from Mother Moon. Okay, so the second question for Mother Moon. Dear Universe and Mother Moon, what energy will support us during this full moon cycle? What energy will support us during this new moon? Wow, look at that insight. And just take a moment to look at this image. And also trust that what I'm going to share now is the truth. We are all worthy. And all we need is already within. We don't need to ask anyone for help. We don't need to look outside of ourselves to know. If we just stop and ask ourselves, we will always be guided in the right direction. I love how these cards really are intertwined and how they just combine so well and give each other strength. And because when it comes down to it, for us to keep walking our path, we need to commit, but we also need to believe that we are worthy, and we need to know that we can do this, and everything that we will ever need is already within ourselves. And that is such a cliche, but in the end, for me at least, it's been such a guiding light throughout my life. And whenever I have been in a tough situation, I have always known what to do. And even though I haven't done it, I've always had it in the back of my mind, remembering or having this feeling inside that this is what I should do. And maybe my mind is telling me to do something else, and then I do that thing, but it never turns out well. And that's why I think it's so important to always trust your intuition, trust your inner guidance. And whenever you feel like you have no idea what to do, just sit down, take a breath, and ask yourself, and trust me, the first thing that comes to mind, that's probably what you should listen to. Because I know that a lot of people might think that I'm imagining or I'm making things up, and that's not the case, because when you just drop in and listen, your soul will speak to you, and that's a pretty clear connection and communication that you have there. And this can be strengthened with time, and I have certainly been practicing this for many years and trusting my intuition. And I mean, it's not something that's going to be super easy the first time, but if you just keep practicing it and keep doing it, it's going to become so much easier. And then you're going to be able to know that, okay, this was my mind forming a thought, or this was my soul speaking to me. So that's a little tip from me. So I will leave you now with 2 journaling prompts that you can use for journaling about whatever comes up during this full moon. And the first one is, of course, what current behaviors or routine do I have that is not doing me any good right now? And 2, what can I start doing that will be supportive for me right now? So those are the journaling prompts, and I just want to wish you such a happy, beautiful, playful, fun, loving full moon in Leo. I'm filming this on Valentine's Day, so I've got some roses here, and this is a day of love, and not just between partners. I mean, I think that Valentine's Day is all about self-love as well. So I encourage you to, besides the things that we have already talked about, really give yourself some self-love during this full moon cycle. And if it's triggering for you, be kind, be forgiving, be accepting. If you fall into a bad loop that you just couldn't stop, or if you do something that you didn't want to do but you ended up doing it anyway, be forgiving, love on yourself, and make sure that you get plenty of rest, and just do all the things that you love. And don't forget to tell yourself that you love yourself in the evening and in the morning. And a little thing that I have started to do when my mood is a little low is that I go into my bathroom or into my bedroom and I give myself a high five in the mirror. It's amazing. So that's my recommendation for this full moon, or any day, of course. So again, happy full moon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.